Hey there friends, welcome to my channel and to today's video. So today I'm going to be talking about something that's near and dear to my heart and something that I think is very valuable for everybody. Whether you like this topic or don't like this topic, there are some things that we can all do differently to save ourselves some money, have a little bit more financial security down the road or right now, and really just, live within our means, if you will. Because I think that has been a big issue for a lot of people is that they are strapped, they're living paycheck to paycheck. And I think that that's a problem for many, many people, but it doesn't have to be. And I know each person's situation is different. But I know for me personally, we are a two-income household. And we do live in California, so we need to be a two-income household. But there are things that I've decided to do and things that I've stopped doing to kind of keep things rolling in the right direction financially. I don't want to work for the rest of my life, so I think that this is a really valuable topic to discuss today, so that's what we're going to do. So hi everybody, welcome. If you're new to my channel, my name is Amy and this is Dolly Mama's Daily Life. And on this channel, I like to talk about a lot of different things. Today we're going to be talking about budgeting, or we're going to be talking about saving money. I think that there are a lot of things that people can do differently that they're not doing now to really stretch their dollar further. And so I like talking about these kinds of things because I have never met a deal I didn't like, A, and B, I also just love saving money. I'm relatively frugal. I don't think I used to be so much, but I am now, just simply because I want to save for the future and or save for special occasions where I know I'm really going to want to have the best experience possible, and I can't do that if I'm constantly spending every dollar that I make. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy today's video. So like I said, this is Dolly Mama's Daily Life, and I talk about a lot of different things on this channel. So my name is Amy, like I said. So if you are finding yourself in a kind of a situation right now where you're just like, I just am barely making it, I don't know how I'm going to get through the week, I don't know how I'm going to get through the month, I want you to really take a lot of advice from this video and use it and try to implement some of these strategies into your life and see if it makes a difference for you and your financial outlook. Okay, so please like this video, give it a thumbs up, also subscribe to this channel and support the DMDL crew. We're a small but mighty crew, but we would like to grow. Like I said, we talk about a lot of different things here, but this is probably one of my most favorite topics to talk about, is ways to save money. So I wrote down 10. I could go down a rabbit trail on each individual topic in this video, but I'm not going to do that today. But I want to just say welcome, and I'm glad you're here. So here's the thing. Life is really expensive. We are having kind of a stressful economic time. A lot of people are. The housing costs are high. Wages are not keeping up with the cost of living. And there's been a lot of talk about, different programs, being available to help people out. Well, here's the long and the short of it. We have to be able to take care of ourselves. And that's what this is all about. Because at the end of the day, you have four basic needs, four basic needs, and everything else is just gravy. So you need shelter, you need food, you need, to keep the lights on, you need your utilities, and and your heat. And you also just, need, water. You need all of these things. So food, water, shelter, and, your utilities. I'm sure I'm missing something, but here's the thing. At the end of the day, those are the most important things. As long as you have a roof over your head and you're able to put food in your belly, you are going to be winning in the long run. So the rest of this stuff is all just kind of gravy. So like I said before, I live in California. I live in Northern California in the Central Valley. So California is one of the most expensive states in the United States to live in. I've lived here the majority of my life. My husband and I want to stay in California. And so, we've been married, we'll be 18 years this year. And we've had our financial ups and downs. We've had a lot of financial missteps along the way. trying to do things to make things better for ourselves financially, but in turn making things worse for ourselves. So we just really had to like, sit down and, make a budget. So that's the first thing you need to do. You need to make a budget. You need to take all of your expenses and remember that your expenses have to be within your budget in terms of what you make. So say for instance, if you are a single income person and you make $60,000 a year, you have to find a reasonable place to live. And if you can't do that, you need to take on roommates, or you need to, rent a room in a house, live with a bunch of roommates, and do something until you can start saving your money so that you can, go do those things. Now, it's easier said than done. But the thing is that people tend to want to live above their means when they really only have a specific amount of money. They can only afford with what they earn. And I think, credit debt is astronomical. It's terrible. The interest rates are, sometimes up to 34%, 19%, up to 34% is kind of that range. And when you think about it, you're basically just borrowing money to live your life. And it's very, very debilitating because you're never going to be able to catch up, and you're never going to be able to have the fully have the life that you want. So you have to sit down, take account of all your streams of income, whether you get, food stamps, whether what your income is, what your rent is, what you have to write down. Okay, what am I rent? What's my utilities? How much am I going to spend for food? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, and you have to stick within your income. Because at the end of the day, you're, going to have to borrow money, and that's not good for anybody, especially you. So it's only good for the banks because they're the ones that are making money off of your back. So think about it in that terms, okay? So first of all, you make your budget. Easier said than done. I think a lot of people can't live within a budget because they want to do things. They want to have experiences. They want to be with friends. They'll go to payday check cashing places and get a loan, an advanced loan. And you're just basically not living within your means. Now, like I said, living in California, it's hard. It is hard. I'm not going to lie to you, but we did just buy a house, and we're only able to do this because of how we budget our money. That's the only reason we're able to do it. Otherwise, we would not be able to do this. Trust me, because it's not cheap. And we were able to find a house that we could afford, that was within our means, and therefore we are going to center our budget around our new mortgage. So that being said, we're going to go on to some other things. Now, some of these things are really easy to do, but a lot of people just don't want to do them. So here we go. So the first thing I want to tell you guys to do, and I've seen this said numerous times by numerous people. You guys, people got to stop going out and get these specialty coffee drinks or specialty beverages or, anything like that. Going out for coffee is so expensive. You can make it at home. You can learn how to do it on your own and save yourself tons of money over time. And I know that's a relatively easier said than done kind of situation because a lot of people are like, quick, I got to get up. I got to get my caffeine because I'm not going to be able to make it through the day. Okay, well, set your alarm for 10 minutes earlier. Have that water ready to go in that coffee pot or your Keurig or whatever it is, and make your coffee at home. Get your creamer, do whatever you have to do, invest in a coffee machine that will make the kind of coffee you want. That'll be an upfront cost, but in the long run, you'll save tons of money. So please, I'm telling you, I don't drink coffee. I do drink soda, but I need to quit because that costs a lot of money too. So I'll just add stop drinking soda to this under this number one. Number two, okay, this is hard because people are busy, people work hard. Stop eating out. Just stop eating out. Going out to eat is so expensive now because, especially in California, I don't know about the rest of the country, but in California, our fast food workers make $20 an hour or more. So that cost gets passed on to the customers. So, as long as you can afford it, more power to you. But think to yourself, how much more money could I save if I ate at home? So it's interesting that I'm bringing this up because, see, Delilah and I are going to the grocery store after this, and I am going to, on Friday night, tomorrow night I'm going to make Mary Made chicken soup, and Friday night I'm going to make like In-N-Out sliders from home. And basically we'll have 4 times as much food as we would have for half as much money as we would spend to go to In-N-Out. And I know it's time consuming, but once you get the hang of it, and if you keep your menu items and you keep your recipes relatively simple, you really can save so much money. So much money. Like, I know for a fact that we probably spent half as much on food this month as we did last month. I guarantee you that. Because I don't eat out. I never eat out. My husband does. And I've tried to tell him, and he feels guilty about it. And I'm like, well, you can eat what I make. I know, but I really wanted this. Okay, well, later on down the road, when you say we don't have the money for this, don't look at me. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so stop eating out if you can. And if you can't, use a food app or something. Shop, find something that's super easy for you to make and go with it, because it really will save you tons of money. Number 3, share your meals. Okay, so when you're going out to eat, if you do get to go out to eat and you're lucky enough to go to a restaurant and you're with a friend, you're with your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, child, whomever you are with, don't be picky. Find the meal that you guys can share together and eat and split it in half. I know it seems really cheap, but trust me, like these entrees at these restaurants now are like $17, $18, $19, $20+ for an entree. And then if you get a soda on top of it or a beer or something like that, by the end of the night, you're spent almost $100 with the tip. No. I told my husband, I said, we're not going out to eat anymore. And he's just like, well, I'm like, once in a while, maybe. But yeah, no. I'm like, I'll cook us dinner at home. And yeah, we don't go anywhere anymore. I know, it's very boring, but you know what? We're saving tons of money. And I'm not mad about that. I would rather save the money and have it than waste it just so I can go out and eat. That's just me personally. Okay, so share your meals. So like, if you're with, your spouse, like whoever you go out to eat with, share your meals. Or if you are going by yourself, eat half the meal and take half home so that you can eat at home and you can have 2 meals for the price of 1. Okay, number 4. Now this is also food related, and this might get me into a lot of trouble with some people, but a lot of other people will be like, yeah, you would be shocked how much money you can save if you stop eating meat, or if you skip meat, or if you use less meat. Or if you use canned meat, or if you use something that's, like, say for instance, also too, like getting vegetables that are pre-cut. If you could cut the actual, like, Delilah, she's running around like a banshee over there. Doing things, taking the extra minute to just cut up that onion instead of buying it. I'm guilty of this. I swear to God. I hate cutting onions, so I will buy them already chopped up. My husband's like, nope, stop doing that. We have an onion chopper. I will chop it for you if you want me to. And so we've made that deal. So yeah, if you can like have one, if you cooked 4 times a week and you made 2 of those meals meat free, that's a cost savings that is going to like pay dividends in the future. Truly, truly. And I know meat is good, and I know if you have a spouse, especially if you have a husband, like I do, he likes meat. I like it too, I'm not going to lie. But I can skip it, and so can you. And trust me, it is a very cost-effective way to save money. Number 5, and this goes back to number 1, because I talked about soda, drink water. When you go out to eat, do not get anything other than water. Water is free. It is free. You get free refills with some of these drinks, but you know what? Some of these places are charging up to $5 for a fountain drink. $5. You may as well get a beer or a glass of wine at that juncture, because it's just like, well, what's the point, Drink water. It's boring. I know. Or be like me and take a Zip Fizz with you if you don't like plain water. Just sprinkle a little Zip Fizz in there and you'll be fine. So, yeah, drink water. It's free. Okay, Number 6, I've been getting really good at doing this in this past year, and I am loving it. It's hosting events at home without going out to movies or dinner or whatever. I went out to breakfast with my friends on New Year's Day, and I spent $50 at breakfast. $50. Now I got 2 mimosas, but here's the thing. This is why I don't go out, because if I know that if I do, I'm going to spend the money. If I can keep myself at home and, you know, I surround myself with the people I care about and do the things that we like to enjoy doing together, whether it's watching a K-pop documentary, watching a movie, you know, having everybody bring snacks and just chill or just hang around and talk. I tell you, it's more fun than going out. It really, really is. Maybe I'm just getting old. I don't know. But that is definitely like, have your friends over, host a game night, or, you know, take turns going to friends' houses, you know, and, you know, bring something to share with everybody else. And that way you get the social time, you get your friend time, you get, you know, quality time with other people without spending a crap ton of money. Okay. So I have 4 more points. Point number 7 is no gym memberships. No. Cut them out. No gym memberships. I don't care if the first 2 months is like $1 a month. Don't. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get the gym membership. You're going to go religiously for like a month or 2. And then you're going to stop going and you're going to forget to cancel it. And those gym memberships are expensive, depending on where you go. If you work out a lot and you want to work out in a gym and you want to have the Nautilus equipment and you're really, really into weightlifting, whatever, be my guest. Just find a gym that's affordable, at least. A gym is a gym. Like, live within your means. Remember, we keep saying this, okay? So, gym membership, cut it out. Walking is free. Running is free. I have a walking pad in my house. I just got walking shoes. I move all night at work. So, like, I haven't had a gym membership in years. And it saved me tons of money. Like, I know I wouldn't go. So, it's like, it's a waste of money. Number 8, cancel subscriptions. Cancel subscriptions. And I'm personally talking about any subscription, but specifically streaming services. Ask yourself, how much TV do you actually watch? Like, how much TV do you actually watch? Like, yes, I have HBO Max through my phone plan. I've watched Hated Rivalry about 10 times now. Not gonna lie, love that show. And I'm like, okay, I'm all about it, you know? But I have that through my phone plan. But like, say for instance, Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, Paramount, Peacock, all of them cost money. My husband and I made a deal that in the fall, we will have Peacock and Hulu so that I can see all of the football games that are available. And because that's super important to me. But when that's done and over with, those streaming services are going bye-bye. They're going bye-bye. Netflix, everything. Because it's like, okay, we don't watch a lot of TV. He watches a lot of TV. I do not. Like I said, though, I have been watching a lot of HBO lately. Who else hasn't been watching HBO lately? I love Connor's story so much. Okay. Hopefully my husband will watch this video. But anyways, yes, HBO Max. And if you haven't seen Heated Rivalry yet, I highly suggest. It's just wonderful. So anyway, please watch it. Okay, so number 9, thrift for trends and be very selective about what you buy new. So I'm the kind of person that goes until the wheels fall off. Until there's a hole in it, I will keep it, wear it, whatever, as long as it fits, whatever. Like, if you lose weight, do not go buy a bunch of new clothes. Thrift it out. Don't do the Stitch Fix. Don't do the stylist. Don't find deals. You know, go to the thrift store. I know a lot of people are just like, oh, I can't ever find anything. Okay, well, if you want to spend $20, $30 on a new top, be my guest. I'd rather spend like $4.99. And I have a closet full of clothes. Trust me. I don't know what else. Mostly what I buy new are my pants, my underwear, socks, and shoes. Everything else above the waist, besides bras, are all thrifted. And I have pants that are thrifted. I have so many things that are thrifted. Saved me tons of money over time, and I'm able to buy the things that I like versus buying the things that are available to buy. Because not everything that's available to buy is cute, in my opinion. So, you know, we all have our own unique style. Thrift and see what your style is and go for it. You know, have a good time. Set a budget, though. I set a thrifting budget for myself, and I haven't thrifted probably in about 6 months. Because I'm just like, no, I don't need to spend the money. You know, I have the thrifting budget. I don't do it anymore. Okay, so number 10. I have so many more, you guys. Let me know if you want a part 2 to this. But this one is huge. Download. On your phone, your tablet, whatever you have, download the Libby app. Libby. Libby. I see you, Libby Washburn, my best friend that lives in Jackson. So anyway, the Libby app is the library app. If you have a library card, you can rent books through the Libby app. And you can also do audiobooks. Don't buy books. Don't buy books. Get them, rent them. Don't do Kindle. Don't buy stuff. If you have to get on a waiting list, get on a waiting list. It'll be available eventually. And if you have to read it that badly, budget for it. That's all I gotta say. Budget. The word of the day is budget. Budget. Okay. So I hope you guys found some of these tips helpful. I know it's hard to do sometimes because we want to do certain things and we want to have these experiences and these moments and memories where we watch the show everybody's talking about, or we buy the trendiest new thing, or we go out to eat with our friends and we like to be seen and out and living our lives to the fullest. But it's hard when times are tough. And so you have to really rein it in and find other ways to appreciate what you have and utilize what you have and stay within your means and still have a good life. Write a gratitude journal and you'll find that you are so blessed with the things that you do have. Seeking things outside of what you own sometimes is just a fruitless effort, and it's about keeping up with the Joneses and trying to look cool and trying to be a part of something. In the end, nothing like that matters. What matters is your sanity, your peace of mind, and your future. So live your life, but live it wisely. That's all I have to say for today's video. So Borahaw Finger Hearts of Purple, you're awesome and amazing. Make sure you go out, love others, be kind, love others as Jesus has loved you, treat others as you would like to be treated, and just be a good human. Be a good human. We're having a hard time here in this country right now. I know a lot of people are really struggling, and it's hard. It's hard. It's hard these days. It's hard out there in them streets. And, I'm right there with you in the trenches, dealing with my own personal battles. So you guys know that I love you. And if you ever need to talk, if you ever need to share with me, whatever's going on in your world, please feel free to do so. Message me on Instagram or leave me a comment, down and underneath this video, and I'll be happy to contact you. So I love you guys so much. Go in peace, to love, and serve the Lord. Amen. Jesus, may the force be with you guys always. Okay, thanks so much for being here, you guys, today. I hope these tips were helpful for you, and I hope you'll implement them in your day-to-day life, and you will find yourself feeling more financial freedom. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.